Hello, my Facebook and Twitter friends. I'm continuing about child abuse. Stopping child abuse. Stop sexual abuse. Stop verbal abuse now. Stop child abuse. Look for the signs of child abuse. There are some of the signs to look for when abused. When you see bruises on kids or anyone, on the back, the neck, or the arm. Anything that you can see that's visible, even underneath their clothes, and you see some kind of scar like that, that's abuse. If somebody's been hitting somebody, you would recognize the signs, trust me. Okay, we're talking about child abuse today. When you see a child being abused or an adult, anybody being abused, you need to report it to the authorities as quick as possible. Don't turn your back and walk away or just look and see somebody getting abused. Stand up. Help the child or that person. Even if you don't want to get involved, call somebody. Make sure you give your child a hug every day. A hug can go a long way. You don't want your child or anybody else's child to wind up in foster care. Because in the situation that I was in, when I went into foster care, I didn't stay there for no more than a day. Because you, as being a child, being abused, sexual or even sometimes physical, you scared that that foster home going to do the same thing to you. So it's a frightening situation when you got to go into foster homes and you going into somebody else's stranger's home. That's really scary. And I refused to stay in foster homes, so I got out of there right away. I stayed in this institution down here at Sagamore Hills Psychiatric Hospital for 4 years. And wow, this was heaven. I loved it. I mean, there was no place like Sagamore Hills. They were the best. I never got abused. Nobody ever hurt me in that place. And kids, some kids, when they go there, they don't want to leave. I was one of them. I would act out so I can live there. Because Sagamore Hills tried to discharge me to the foster home. I refused to go. I didn't want to go to no foster home because I liked it. I was locked up in there. So we're still being punished. Remember that. Although we're out the abusive situation in the home and stuff, and that child might not have psychiatric problems, that child still be locked up in an institution just like a criminal. Like if you're going to jail. So we're still locked behind closed doors. And then at the age of 17, which you weren't supposed to be there until you was 18, but I was so out of control, I was sent to Western Reserve Psychiatric Hospital. That's where you become an adult. Well, all adult people stay at. You got adults, you got really bad people living here. I mean, people that killed and murdered people living in this kind of place like this. So I stayed there for a while, and I loved it when I first went there. Oh, it was so nice. I mean, you're still locked in that environment, but you get to walk around the grounds out there because you can't leave the grounds. Because soon as you walk off the ground, the police gonna stop you. I've tried it. You can't walk up and down the streets there. They'll bring you right back. So I know about in that area. You can't walk out there. You just can't walk off the grounds because the police will bring you back. But you're not like locked up like when I was at Sagamore Hills as a kid, but you're still restricted into this area. But then they start bringing new employees in, and they really don't do a real good background check on some of these employees, or they just slip up under the table somehow. Because I was raped by the employee over there, and as a result, I got pregnant. And it's didn't happen a couple of times. I went on the internet and I found out, and that's why this hospital have had so many name changes. So far, I know of 3. And this is the new one that they call Northcoast Behavioral Health now. So you got to be careful when you see your loved ones being in these institutions and stuff, because they're not cracked out what they seems to be like, you know. So you better do some work before you decide to put your loved ones in one of these type of institutions. We don't want to see anybody in these kind of institutions and this happens to them what happened to me. And as a result, I got pregnant. You don't want that to happen. You don't want them to get raped because you're trying to get out of the environment, and then look what happens. You go back into the environment and you get raped over again. So the whole cycle starts all back over again. And these are the signs of abuse. So you got to be careful and look for these signs. I mean, kids are not going to lie. When they come and say that somebody hurt me in any kind of way, even if you don't believe them, you need to check it out. You need to pay attention to them. Because usually kids is not going to lie too much. I mean, you know your kid, you know? So just pay attention to them. And that's the end of my presentation. I just want to say thank you all, and God bless you. Have a great day.